Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Tommy Williams, and we're live. So we're just waiting on Miss Cindy Birch to join us, and she should be here momentarily. And we're going to go ahead and get this engine revved up and move forward. Cindy Birch is actually the executive producer of the SOFIE Awards, and the SOFIE Awards have been out for some time, and Miss Cindy Birch is going to be joining us shortly to tell us more about that and how she's moving forward during this pandemic that no one can avoid. So here we are. And she should be joining us momentarily. Everybody, so just sit tight. You can grab a snack if you want. Grab a nice cold drink. I know that down here in South Florida, the weather is definitely warming up. It's a hot one today. Sparkle, how you doing? Hey. All right, welcome aboard. Yep, so, you know, this technology, sometimes it takes a moment. She's probably muscling her way on through. So just bear with us, folks. It's all good. I hope everybody's enjoying their hump day and ready for another award-winning weekend. I know I am. Spring break is moving forward down here with the locals in South Florida, and also the students who've come from far and wide to mess up the place. And so they've stopped dancing on cars. Okay. Sit tight. I'm getting a little technology together. Give me one moment, folks. So with this particular platform, I have to send an invite over. Still getting acclimated, folks. Tiffy, how you doing? Tiffy, love, and Francis Lee. Another day to get it right. That's right, Francis. Thank you so much. Need to hear that today. Miss Photogenic, how are you? China Black, how you doing? Glad everybody has joined in. We'll iron out the kinks as we go. Any glitches, I'll shoulder the responsibility. You know, we will get better, folks. I used to kick and scream when it came to technology, but now I'm embracing it. Just taking a moment, get that landing gear up so we can take flight. Barb, how are you? Diane McCoy, long time. Yes. Is this your first time? No, Francis, it's not. It's not. You know, I've been doing a platform on what is it? It's a podcast that I've generally been doing, but I've decided to go ahead and branch out and have my interviews come over to my YouTube. So it'll be here, and then I'll stream it over to Facebook. But yeah, moving forward, I'm going to be right here doing these interviews. So, you know, getting in the groove of things, getting in the groove, folks. I know I had this live set up for some time. Cindy Birch will be here in a moment, so I believe she's probably typing in the information now and getting ready to join us. But no, this isn't my first one. If you want to check things out, who would ask that? I think Francis, if you want to check things out, I have loads of, actually I have 17 episodes under my belt with the podcast. So you can feel free to Google Tommy Williams, the Tommy Williams Show. You can find it actually on a bunch of stuff. I just find it's easy just to Google it. But it's on iHeartRadio and a whole bunch of other stuff. Again, I just say, hey Siri, just Tommy Williams Show, or the latest episode of the Thomas Williams Show or Tommy Williams Show, and it pops right up. But that one I'm gearing, pretty much towards health, wellness, pandemic, and things like that. On this one, I'm a little more loose, talk about other things and, move forward. But generally, I like to have people. Oh, Cindy's here. Getting some technology together, I guess. It's great to have her. All right, everybody, hold on to your hats. Getting ready to bring Cindy up. Cindy Birch. Let me just get the cue, see that it's all set. I think she's all right. I'm going to go ahead and bring her up. Without further ado, Miss Cindy Birch coming in, representing the SOFIE Awards, everybody. Let's see how we do. Cindy, how are you?
Hi, Tommy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
So glad to finally meet you.
Oh, yeah. Finally. Yep. Very nice. Nice to see you. How's things holding up for you? We got a little glitch. Wi-Fi issues. I was watching oh man, who is that news anchor? She does something with oh man, I can't think of who it is. But at any rate, even the most technological people have these Wi-Fi issues these days, so I don't feel bad. I used to go ahead and try to figure it all out and get upset, but I see everybody has some glitches sometimes, so bear with us, folks. Meanwhile, that's a good sign. She was here and she'll be back. T-Mac, how you doing? All right. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe I should push her out and then see if I can get her back. Let me see if I do that. Boom. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, I don't know what's going on tonight.
It's a struggle, but you know what? I was telling the folks, I said, even like the news anchors and all the pros, they have these same glitches. So,
Yes, it's a sign of the times too.
Sign of the time.
It is what it is.
I'm glad to be on the wave.
Say it again.
I'm glad to be on the wave because normally, with technology, I'm like, what, but now I feel like I'm right on the curl, right there.
That's right. You got to get on board.
That's right.
Don't get left behind. That's not an option.
Yeah. now, where are you, Cindy?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm in Springfield.
You're in Springfield. Okay, very nice. Yeah. So the weather I heard was
a Jersey girl, born and raised.
Okay.
Born in the bricks.
Oh, and shucks.
Grew up like in Franklin and Piscataway area.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's where you're from, Franklin, Piscataway area.
That's where I grew up, but I was born in Newark, and then my family moved down to Somerset, and then to Piscataway.
All right, okay, yeah, the bricks. Oh man, hey, look, the bricks and I, we have a great relationship. I mean, 20 years of teaching right there. I love that city right there. Yeah.
That's my family. My mom, two of my aunts, and my father, all educators in the Newark School District. My mom was there my whole life. I'm only 25.
Yeah, oh, I was gonna say you that old. So okay. Yeah, I used to take my little breaks from school and go down to Weekway Park and get on the pull-up bar and do all that stuff, try to run around there real quick, get back after my breaks. JFK pool, all that stuff. I definitely love Newark. Definitely miss it. I think
memories there.
if it was a towel, I would have wrung the last little bit of juice out of that thing. I'll tell you, Newark is wonderful. And as soon as we get get the go ahead, I want to get back up there. As a matter of fact, my home gym was 600 Broad Street, right there, that downtown. That YMCA down there.
Yeah.
A lot of fallen soldiers with this pandemic, though. A lot of my friends from there were at. Quite a few had passed. Yeah.
It's been very hard. Very hard.
So amongst other things, I know we want to definitely touch up on, on what you do, and I want to, introduce everybody to you and stuff. I was, got a chance to go ahead and massage them in and let them know that you were on your way. But, I also, my main premise actually on my podcast, I want to make sure I invite you on there as well, is talking about the pandemic, health and wellness and stuff like that. And I had COVID back in October. And I've always prided myself on trying to keep together and stuff. I was heavier. My wife is a great cook. And we got married in 98 and I was like 250 at that time. And, I was like eating everything that there was around, but I was still exercising, jumping rope and doing everything. And always, but I didn't even really see the weight, but it was like, people were like, yo, what's going on?
Doesn't it just creep up on you? It will creep up on you.
It was crazy. And you know who told on me? My knees. My knees were like, help! Every when I was trying to run around the park and jump rope, and I was like, ooh wee, because that's when I was like, geez, those bow leg guys are lucky because their legs kind of push out and latch their knees in, but my knees, they're not together, but they don't, So I was like, I started feeling it immediately, and then I have pronation, fallen arches, everything just seemed like it was coming apart on me, Cindy. So at any rate, managed to get it all together, and I prided myself on just, trying to keep myself healthy. And then so I was at the higher end of the spectrum when I caught it. So, where most, some people just, have a mild cough. I was going through it. The only thing I didn't have, I was asymptomatic and I didn't have a temperature. So I was welcomed everywhere, and I was that guy. I was that super spreader. But I listened to the signs, and I went and got tested. And then I pulled myself off the shelf and just stayed in. And that's when I started thinking, wow, this is crazy. People need to learn about this stuff. I don't understand, and I'm not one to stay in. I'm not a homebody. A good movie and some rain might keep me in. But other than that, I'm out the gate, So, that 14 days was, wow, it was torture for the kid. Yeah.
And but listen, I was raised an only child, so I'm used to like entertaining myself and being alone. And so I was okay like the first few months, really. I like stayed creative. I was doing work from home, and I felt busier than before. But even me, it got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to get out this house.
Wow. So. Staying in this stuff. I have but I was gonna parlay that into a little joke. I said, and growing hair apparently while you were there too. Your hair looks great. I have a Tommy cat. We call the group here Tommy cats and super cats for those people who go to the next level. That one step further. We meet for Zoom and stuff, so I get a chance to see them. I'm like, there you are! Wow, it's great to see you. So we get close. But I got a product the other day from a Tommy cat, and it was a hair Miracle Grow, and she came in and talked to me and stuff. And I'm going to share that information a little later and have it written down. But listen, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little something about yourself and what you do?
Okay, so as I said, Jersey girl, born and raised in the bricks, always been proud of Jersey. And always been in entertainment even as a little girl. Like before I even knew what being an artist and being an entrepreneur was, that's what I was doing. I was that kid in the neighborhood who was writing plays and enlisting all my friends and directing them, and then putting on this impromptu show. And then all the kids in the neighborhood would be in my house. And then I was selling, sandwiches and lemonade.
Wow.
And the funniest part is, I don't know why my mother didn't beat me. I don't know why I didn't get in trouble, but she just let me do it,
Wow.
And And then I've also always been into like history and just community. You know,
Wow.
wanting
Okay.
people to feel good about themselves, wanting people to see the beauty in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And even as a child, like we had friends from Nigeria and they would bring us back materials and baskets and things. So I would go around the neighborhood, you know, making music on my little, you know, instruments or whatever, and like gathering all the children and have them march back down to my house. And then we'd sit in a circle and I'd teach them about Africa and about their heritage
Wow.
and roots.
All
And,
right.
you know, so it's just funny. Everything I do now is like it never stopped. Like I'm still that kid, that person with these same passions and interests. And
That's
you know,
fantastic.
that's what led me to the Sophies that
And,
I do
and,
now, the
and I
short
think your
film award.
parents that you do it because you said your parents were educators.
Yes,
Isn't that
yes,
something?
yes,
Yeah, mine
yes,
as well. And so they get kind of, educators kind of let you go. You know, they let you kind of go out there and explore yourself. You know, and
yes.
especially when you're a
Thank
civil,
God.
when you're civic minded. You know, it's like they really have a ball with that. It's like, you know, wow, it makes
Yes,
me
yes.
happy. I tell you. Yeah. So okay. So now you're not on the block peddling the lemonade, and
Nope.
now you are.
So now I've kind of had my hands in every part of entertainment. Have been a TV and film theater producer, award winning LA and New York, making the rounds on tour. Um, have worked for some of, you know, the big networks, HBO, TV One, you know, all of those people.
Mhm.
Also in the music industry, was on that first marketing team for Jill Scott, Kenny
Oh boy.
Lattimore. Yeah, was a part of that whole team.
Mhm.
And then like remember back in like 2008 with the recession and things started to really slow down in entertainment. And
Yeah.
I had always wanted to get my master's, and I was like, you know, maybe this is a good time. So I was like, I want to get a master's in business administration, concentration in marketing, because I figured I could bring all of that to entertainment.
Hmm.
Because if you know, I'm sure you know, being around, you know, being in entertainment, not everybody is a business person in
Yes.
entertainment. You know,
Yeah.
they're mostly creative folks, and so I
Hmm.
thought, you know, that I could bring something extra to
Yeah.
the
Sure.
industry. So I
Have.
did that,
Uh-huh.
did some marketing for a while, but always kept my hands, and that's when I started the Short Film Awards. Um, I had seen a short film. It was these beautiful African children singing and clapping and dancing, and I felt myself smiling as I was watching them. And then there was no sound other than their singing voices and their
Mm.
clapping. And then some words, some copy started to come across the screen, and it said, "I went to Africa to shoot this documentary about so and so, and these are the children I met in the such and such village, and I promised them that once I was done, I would bring it back to so that they could see it." But by the time I had finished, more than half of these children were dead from AIDS.
Oh boy. Wow.
Exactly.
Mm.
The power of that, like instantly, you know, my face, my heart, everything dropped
Hmm.
to see these beautiful children and to know, and you're wondering like who survived, who did, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, this is powerful. This art form is powerful. And
Yes.
that's how the Sophies were born, because I wanted to give a voice to people all around the world. I
Hmm.
wanted them to be able to share the stories that we might not ever know if it weren't for a platform like this.
Hmm.
You know, I wanted people to be inspired and uplifted, and you know, and be motivated to move to action wherever it's needed and transform some lives, you know, in a positive way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
So
that's what
what
we
what
do.
are requirements of a short film? Are there certain requirements for a short film?
Yes, now there's definitely debate about what makes a short film, like as far as length goes. You know, some
Hmm.
people will say under 20 minutes, you know, but I found there are a lot of other films that they are not 2 hours long, they are not 90 minutes long, they fall somewhere in between, you know, like 60 minutes, you know, like 1 minute to 60 minutes. And so I didn't want those films to be overlooked. And so for the Sophies, most of our films, like most of the categories are for 20 minutes or under, but we also have a long short. category, and that's for films all the way up to 60 minutes.
Oh
So,
boy.
but it could be any genre,
Mhm.
comedy, we have drama, narrative,
Mhm.
anything. So,
Wow, wow. Now the actors, actresses in the short films, do you find do they switch over to from regular full films to short films, or do you find that?
let me tell you what I
Yeah,
find.
yeah.
I have had some big name actors in these short films where for whatever reason, whether they might know the filmmaker, they
Hmm.
might it might be about a topic that they're passionate about, whatever the reason, they are in these films. Like just last year, one of our winners was Glenn Plummer, who you've seen in every show you've ever
Yep.
watched on TV.
I've,
He won the best actor award last year.
isn't that
So
something?
these filmmakers, that's the thing. I wanted people to recognize and realize what short films really are, because there is a perception in the entertainment industry that they're less than. But
Hmm.
especially in this day and age, you will see some of everyone getting into short form.
Hmm.
It especially with short attention spans and all these digital and streaming platforms, like you need content, and
Content.
so you can
I was gonna say,
only
shut. It seems like short films might be even more difficult because you really have to say a lot in a little bit of time. And
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah.
that these people are brilliant. These are some of the most talented, creative, professional people you're going to meet anywhere in the film industry.
Hmm.
We've had internationally, nationally known journalists that have submitted films. We have, like I said, the big name actors. Like these people, no, they are the real deal. And these short films blow you away. Like every year, I'm sitting there because I watch all of them. I have
Hmm.
a nominating committee, but I still feel, I'm obligated to watch all of them because I want to be familiar with the films and the filmmakers and their stories, and and for marketing and all that, I know what we need to be focused on.
Yes,
And then I just enjoy them. I love short films.
I
And
bet.
I'm sitting there crying, laughing, shouting at the screen. Like it takes you on a journey. It's amazing.
And it's
I
nice
love
because
it.
it's a quick journey, so you don't want to miss anything.
Yes.
I could imagine it's like because when you see a lot of films and things, because I watched some short films. I love. I wish I was a film critic. Siskel and Ebert were my guys.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But yeah, first of all, how long have they been around? How long have you been? How long have your awards
The
been?
Sophie.
Yeah.
So I started the organization. It's a nonprofit. I
Yeah.
started it in 2009, and then we had our first live award ceremony in 2014. And let me tell you, I knew on that night that this was meant to be. It was the night of the Black Lives Matter march going through New York, where you had at least 10,000 upwards to 50,000 people march right by our venue on Broadway at the
Mm.
Scholastic Building. And
Wow.
so our filmmakers, they had come from all over the world, the UK, Italy, Germany. They were having a hard time getting around town. Someone was staying in a hotel just a block away and across the street and couldn't get there on
Gee.
time because of the marchers just going by, going by. And I could have been discouraged. I could have broken down in tears, but I just saw it as like, wow, this is exactly what the
Yeah,
Sophie is about. A
that's right.
voice, a cause, you know what I mean? Inspiration, activation. I was like, this
Hmm.
is it. We're supposed to be here. This is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So, and it turned out to be an awesome
Organically,
event, an
right?
awesome
Everything is
start.
just happening. It's life, right?
Yes,
I'm sure a lot
yes.
of great films are going to come out of this pandemic.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm already seeing that. I just saw we got one submission about George Floyd. We have
Mm.
several submissions about the pandemic. So yeah, I expect to be crying a lot this year
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
those.
A lot of people. I know. I had Kevin. Kevin Brown on last week from 30 Rock, and
Yeah.
he's comedy, does comedy, and he was saying he's doing a lot of content. People are going under. People are going underground now, and whereas they might not be, you might not see them. People are working because they're in their minds, and that's, I tell you, I started getting involved with this because of COVID, and then losing my mom back in November. So that was quite a thing, and it got me out here, just thinking, I mean, what else are you gonna do? You can't just, you can't be around a whole bunch of people, and you just spend a lot of time to yourself. My dad, he's 90. He just finished a book and got it published at 90.
Wow.
I'm gonna interview him
awesome.
this weekend, and I talked to him the other day.
Right.
We were waiting for this pedal to come, that we had ordered for a stationary bike. And you know what? I called him the other day. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I just left the gym." I said, "The gym?" Because he got a shot and everything, but he's still masking up and everything. He was like, "Yeah, I did 16 minutes on the bike, and I did a couple shoulder shrugs and some stuff you showed me." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So he said, "Yes, you want to do interviews? I don't want to look all feeble and things. I want to be all right." I said, "Dad, I'm telling you, man.
That's awesome. Because as long as we are still here, there's still time to do whatever you want.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
God bless him, and my condolences to you about your mom.
Thank you so much. So, Cindy, what's the local government? What's happening there? What are the numbers doing in Jersey right now? How things looking?
Well, I just read an article. I just got an article that said, how we have the tri-state here, with New York, Connecticut, and Jersey. So New York and Connecticut they're getting rid of like a lot of the restrictions and things, and the quarantine, like when you come to the state, you have to quarantine if you're coming from out of the state.
Yes.
Outside of this tri-state area, but Jersey is still holding on to that. Like we are still like, nah, you coming from other places, we're gonna need you to quarantine.
That's right. Protect the state. Right? People getting too loose with it, not understanding. South Florida. I mean, they opened it up. Okay, they shouldn't have had spring break.
That was crazy. I saw those kids on screen on the internet acting crazy.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go right back home to their communities, and those kids were pressed up like gorilla glue to each other.
Right, like there was no space in between them. They were all on top of each other. I was scared just watching it.
I haven't been down there. I haven't been messing around down there, fortunately. But it's about choices right now, and folks, we're almost there. Are you gonna get the shot? Did you get the shot yet? Vaccination?
No, I haven't, because they still have that age thing. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I still need to see, because they have a lot of unanswered questions. But my mom got her first shot. A lot of my friends, family members, they're already done. They got both shots, or they got that new Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not even at the age yet. Like they still.
Man, by the time they hit 25-year-olds, I don't know when you're gonna get a shot.
Right.
When they hit the 50s, I was in there like, okay, let's do it. You have my sleeve rolled up.
My mom said it was really easy. I took her. She hopped out. It was at the University Medical Center in Newark. She hopped out. She went in. I went and parked for like maybe 20 minutes. She texted me, "I'll be out in 5 minutes." I came back around. She got in. That was that. And she didn't have any pain, no side effects or anything. Of course, I was watching her closely. She didn't know. I kept coming in the room. She's like, "Why are you looking at me?" But I don't want to tell her. I just want to make sure you're all right, Mom.
Right.
But I had to check on her.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not an easy time, but you know what? It helps knowing that the planet, we're all going through it. We're not alone, and that's what it's all about. These conversations, just making sure that everybody. It's just a little wellness check, just to make sure everybody's okay. You all right? Yeah. You all right? Yeah, I'm doing all right. Hanging in there. Because
we really got a chance to do that with the Sofies in 2020, because of course we couldn't do an in-person event, so we had our first virtual Sofies. And so of course the filmmakers logged in from Italy and Hungary, and like I think it was 15 different countries, and we had like very high participation, and it really was a moment where it was like a little reprieve from all that was going on. They got to come together, share some stories, look at each other's work, but we we knew that we were all sharing this moment in our different countries, but we were quarantined. We normal life as we knew it. It had changed. We didn't know if it would ever go back, but
Yeah.
we were able to celebrate each other, and it. I was really glad we were able to do that.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
filmmakers, they seem to really, really enjoy it. We have a great host, award-winning actor. He's also he's been in a lot of the sci-fi genre.
Uh-huh.
He was one of the monsters on a Star Trek, one of their
Oh wow.
series, and so
Gotcha.
he goes to they have the Comic Con convention, so he's at all
Yes.
of those.
Yeah.
Rico E. Anderson out of LA. He's been our host for the last 3 years. He's
Mhm.
so silly and funny. And so, he just really kept the energy going and kept
Yeah.
everybody entertained, and,
Uh-huh.
brought a lot of joy at this
Fantastic.
time.
Yeah, it's nice that
Yeah.
people are still connected, and especially when you have a passion, such as that. The arts,
Yeah.
and that's really fantastic that you've always been connected to some facet of the arts. That's super. You know.
Yeah, I have no choice. They just keep
Yeah. Yeah.
calling me.
Yeah. So now, how can we view, and can I have anybody support somehow, and we want to support you at this
Absolutely,
station.
please. These filmmakers, it's uplifting to you, but they really deserve the spotlight. If you go to our website, that's the easiest way, because then you'll find whatever else you want to know about us at
Hmm.
theshortfilmawards.com. That's awards with an S. Or you can just put in the Sophies, TheSofies.com. It takes you to the same place, and you will see on the first page there
Do you
you
have
see
now? Do you have a chat button in your in on your side, on
on
your
let
screen?
me see. Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, okay, yeah, great, great. Because I was starting to peck away, and then she gets a little embarrassed, and I was like, "Oh gosh!" Everybody see how slowly I type. Yeah, type it on in there.
Probably look crazy. Let's see. So, okay, that's the website there. Did you get it?
Oh,
Did it
you put
come
it in the
through?
chat just now?
Yes. Did you see it?
Oh, you saw the little blue chat box after you type it. There's a little
Yeah.
blue chat box. Yeah. Huh.
Um. You want me to put it in the comments? I see the comments
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Please,
Let me see if I could.
because then I can go ahead
I
and.
don't know if it's letting me write in the comments. It's not letting me write in the comment. It
Oh,
only let
okay.
me do the
All right.
private chat.
All right. Uh, well, there it is. T Mac is on the case. Good job. Okay, T Mac. Let me see
Oh,
it.
got it? Okay.
The shortfilmawards.com just posted it. Okay, we got it. Yep.
Okay, good, good, good. Yeah. And if you go there on the first page, you'll see a video. And I think it even has Glenn Plummer's face as the thumbnail. But that's the video with trailers of all the films that won in 2020. And
Okay.
you also have a link to our Film Freeway page, which that's the platform we use for submissions. They have been a dream. Like when we were first starting out, there was that other one where everyone was always submitting, but you had to have like $2,000 up front to even get on that platform, before you
Jeez.
sold a submission. But
Got you.
and right at that time, Film Freeway came along, and they were like, you didn't have to pay anything until you got submissions, and then they just took a fee, and they were a lifesaver for us.
All
So
right.
we've been with them all that time. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can go there and submit and find out information. You can see pictures from previous winners and previous events.
Hmm.
So
And now with all
yeah.
this technology happening, I would imagine the budgets become less and less, right? In making a film, or is it, or what's happening?
Well,
Does it cost a lot to make films?
it
Like,
just
do they
really
do they use
depends.
do people use like their? You have to have high tech technology and phone cameras and things
Well,
like this.
now, like with the iPhones and even the Samsungs now, like they have high quality and people will use those. And
Uh
we've
huh.
had, a couple of, not a whole lot, but people do use them. But mainly people are still using the professional equipment, at least in the submissions that we get for the most
Yes.
part.
Yeah.
but it just depends, because you might have a group, a crew of people where you're all in it to get your work out there, to be a team, and they may not charge for their work.
Yeah.
So it's a case by case scenario. You just never
Yeah.
know. And then somebody may just have big ideas and they want pyrotechnics and all, and stuff. So their budget is gonna be $1 million for their
Right.
short.
Right.
No, it just depends. It depends.
Sure.
But people,
Sure.
that's the thing about short filmmakers. They will get it done.
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
figure it out and get it done. I
Absolutely.
knew one guy, a great director from Newark. His name is LaRon Lee. He has a partner, Jeff Billingsley from Cobblestone Multimedia. And their first film, they did something called Ugly. And it got into Cannes. And they had to go over there and, on the tour and the screenings and things.
Shahid, you know what I'm talking about? He does the
I
Just
think
for
I
Men
do.
commercials. He does the Just for Men. He's on the box. He's the black man on the box of Just for Men. Just for Men. He had a film, Smooth, The Game is Dead. It was a short film years ago. I was in it. I was a police officer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta get some more.
Yeah.
You gonna do some more acting?
Yeah, it was
Are you gonna
nice.
do some more?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, I had a blast. Those were my heavier days. So but I was getting carried. I always get carried away. Too much wife. Book him, Dano. He was like, that's the word, Tommy. He's not. No, that's not. No, please. Take again and action. I was, but I would love the opportunity again. I'll tell you, it was great time.
And create your own.
It
I'm
is.
sure you have a lot of great ideas.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, that creativity and stuff. Yeah. So it's nice having you on the show. Wait, one more question, because we're in the middle of the school year. What's happening with the schools there?
Some of them have opened back up. I just heard about one school today that has had to reclose because of some cases.
Yeah, so close to the end of the year.
Yeah, it's touch and go, and it's a day by day situation. Got to make adjustments. But most of them had been, virtual, and children were getting used to it. I actually, I was invited to do, how they have every year, the read to children, read across America.
Oh, yes.
So I was invited to read to a class at a Newark school, and they were, online, all logged in, their little hats on. But now, they're trying to get the schools back open, but there's still some cases here and there, and so,
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping through. We want to make sure I'm going to send you an invite for the podcast. Have one more brief conversation and introduce the folks to you and everything. Very lovely to have you on. I appreciate you stopping through. We'll definitely support you. I'm going to make sure this link goes out. We'll probably post it for the videos to come. And feel free to come over here. We got a warm spot for you. We love finding ourselves here at this channel for just positive vibes. Everything's all about positive vibes. We have some great stuff even in our store. It's masks and hats and hoodies and things like that, and everything just positive vibes. Down with the Tommy Cats, and it's a nice space, and you definitely brought some sensational energy, and appreciate you stopping through.
Oh, thank you.
All
thank
the best
you so
to
much
you
for having me.
Sure.
Been
All
a
the best.
pleasure. I hope
to
to
you
come
and your
back,
family.
and I wish you much success.
Absolutely. As you move towards some more awards now, what month are the awards held?
It'll be in November 19th. We have screenings all day long, and then on the 20th is the actual awards event. Okay.
Anything through the summer? Do you do any
No, not for right now. Normally we would be having screenings, monthly screenings and things with different topics. But not this year. We're not going to do that. But we're reviewing all the films. We will make the nomination announcement at the top of September, and then we have the event where the winners will be announced in November. And people can follow us on Instagram at Short Film Awards. And also on Twitter, we're Short Film Awards. So you can find us. We're
fantastic. Thank you so much, Cindy. Yeah. Well, thanks again for stopping through. It was nice having you, and all the best to you and your family, and stay safe.
Thank you. You too. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. All right. So, folks, that was Cindy Birch right there. Very, very lovely Cindy Birch. She came on in and gave a variety of information. Folks like that, it's like your a tree doesn't just get there, and have the beauty. It starts from a seed, takes nurturing. So to hear these stories, and a lot of my guests, whether they be on here or whether they be on my podcast, I hear about their childhoods, and it's very nice. Hers definitely was a one that hit home because my sister, actually, my older sister, she's 9 years older than me, but Wendy, 3 years older. We used to be involved with this group called the Adventure Club and the Explorers, actually, the Explorers, and go around the neighborhood and do all kinds of stuff and explore and look around. And we lived on an old Indian reservation. And, you find all kinds of stuff. And that's kind of in that inquisitiveness and all that, and asking questions and finding out different things. And I find that I do a lot of the same stuff. Today I was out jet skiing and I was, looking at shells and underwater and diving and things. And, a lot of it exploring. A lot of times, you what you did as a kid follows you right on through. And I could see a level of responsibility in Cindy, and she's very, very passionate about what she's trying to get out of here, huh? Cindy, you're okay. I see Cindy on there. She governs herself with a sense of passion, and actually to start an award off like that, I would imagine would be a lot of drive, a lot of desire, big, heavy desire for short films. So I do commend her for following her dreams and sticking with her passion. That's real hopeful for the youth and hopeful for the times that we live in. Folks, just to stay committed, stay true to who you are, and pray. So, folks, thank you so much for joining in. Another show. We will be having more shows coming up. We have the flyers that have been going out to you all, so you all can see who's coming and what time and things. Generally, our shows would be 8 to 8:30, roughly. Just try to get some people come on in, get all situated. If you turn on your device, you can see that, it's just a little build up. Then I come on, I'll introduce, and then we have them come in. So again, technology sometimes slows us down. This is a learning curve for me, learning curve for most. And so, I do appreciate your patience and your cordialness towards our guest. You folks have been sensational. I definitely couldn't do this without you all. Barb, how are you? T-Mac, Miss Photogenic, thank you so much on the kudos for the interview. It felt great. It's nice when I have good people and nice vibes. It definitely makes the time go by rapidly, but the conversation go by smoothly at the same time. So do appreciate you all support. This will be one that's going to be archived. So people who weren't able to watch it live, you will get an opportunity to see it at a later time. Again, we're going to be having additional guests. This is just something that we just started. This is relatively new. I need to put dates on these as well so we can, so you can see, or people, if you miss them, you can see which episodes you missed. That way it won't be difficult for you all to see them. I was going to come up with just evening time with Tommy Williams, but I think that it is a show. So the Tommy Williams show might just have to be the name. And I love it. I think conversations are necessary, regardless as to who and what the content. And I'm so glad that many of you all had said to me, what's the content? Yeah, we like hanging out with you and everything and hearing you chew. But what else are you going to talk about? And it was nice. And I appreciate you all sincerity. I appreciate you all pushing me to a more creative side of myself and getting tapped into something else that I'm capable of doing, which is holding a conversation. I love it. I really do. You unlocked the juices. Yeah. Got my creative juices going, and you got the team over here looking for more people so we can have additional conversations and engaging conversations, folks. I'm also going to make sure that I know that in between the time that I have this week set up, because I did say last week when I met with Kevin Brown, I did say that I was going to have a mental health specialist come on, and I do have one coming on. And so I just want you all to hold tight with that. Definitely there's a lot of mental health things going on. Everything is connected to the mental, whether or not how you're feeling each morning, the overwhelming sensation of this pandemic, whether, if you're moving through and you're feeling great, that's mental health too. It's good or bad. Folks, we can't control this planet. We could just, try to keep our hands on the steel handlebars and avoid the rocks, avoid the pitfalls. That's all. So we're gonna get there. Thank you very much for noting the merchandise. I'm try to see if I can take a look at the chat, key in on some things since we're here. Okay. China Black, I'm gonna get over there at the post office tomorrow. I appreciate you. We're gonna find that thing, dag nabbit. It's the last thing I do. Yeah. Good people on here. Barb. Diana. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So we did have the link for Cindy. I'm going to make sure I put that up just in case you all want to Google up, see what it's all about. Thank you very much, T-Mac. Find out more about the Short Film Awards. They've been around for some time, and prior to the pandemic, they were moving right along like a well-oiled machine, and it's nice to know that they're still taking big strides towards highlighting those individuals with great talent, trying to get their piece out there and be seen. It's important. If you see something, say something. She's saying something, and that's great. All right. So listen, folks, I'm going to go ahead and call it. It's a great interview, great time spent. Hopefully you all are cozy and nestled up, depending on where you are on the planet. Having a good evening. I want to wish you all the best. Thank you so much for taking time out to watching the Tommy Williams Show. And they had another episode with Cindy Birch and the SOFIE Awards. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Keep an eye out. I'll probably end up coming back on a little bit later just to, talk and cut up with you all before I go to bed. All right? So take care. God bless everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.